Hello, friendly peepers of the internet. If you were here yesterday, I called us peepers. Called you peepers. I mean, I've been called worse. So peepers are cute. I think we're gonna go with it. Friendly peepers, welcome back. And speaking of little green things, look at her. So this morning, came in and put my second coat, and my golly, does she look swell. What do you think of this beautiful piece? Look at that. She's perfection. I love her. I love her so much. So I'm just going to go ahead now. This was a pretty rough piece. I'm going to use it for a display in the shop. Actually, you know what? Let's put this. This is going to be the part that faces forward. So I'm going to use my muscles to bring this forward here, because this is going to be truthfully a fun part, and it's got all kinds of issues, veneer missing. It's okay. It is what it is, right? But this is going to be a what do you call it? A display for the shop here, and I'm going to knock off a little bit more, or a little bit paint. I haven't done this yet, but what I like to do is just take a little sand pad and just, I love things to look old and cozy. Which, if you love old and cozy and you love DIY projects, you're definitely going to want to watch my new YouTube channel. Tonight I'm going to film probably my very first episode, just a little welcome, setting the tone for what the YouTube channel will be all about. But it's called The Wildflower Journal. And if you scroll back on my wall here on Facebook, you will find the link, or you can just search The Wildflower Journal, and it's going to have a bee on the actual icon. Julie says, wow, great color. Isn't she gorgeous? It's a little bit overcast here today. I've got my filming light on, but can you see it? Like, this is what it's like dark. She's beautiful. Not a weird, not a weird green, you know? I think it's a beautiful, perfect green. So I did my 2 quick coats. Oh, I love all that beautiful stuff right there. So on the other side, this guy is missing, but that's okay. They're on the sides, but the back side is what I'll push up against, you know. Gotta take it as it is. The very fact that this piece exists, you know, when I think back all the years that I've done furniture painting, that there's been many people who have, and I have learned, I've talked to them, and they come in the store and they go, what, you painted this? I burnt this completely right here. Okay, that's kind of weird. There are people right outside the window of the building. Don't pick my flowers. What are you doing? Looking in the window at me filming, okay? Dude, so strange. It's okay. It's okay. We'll make them wonder what we're doing. Okay, they're now out of the flower bed, and it looks like they're walking towards the main doors of the shop, so that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. You just never know. It's always an exciting day. I'm just gonna put a few little spots there. Strange people. Just a few little. Can you see that? Just a few little distress marks. I think that's so cool. Your favorite color, Jennifer? Jennifer, you love green? Green is such a beautiful color. It's very nature. Like, if you want to bring nature into your home, which I want to bring nature into my home, I'm so excited because it gets darker earlier, and I want to go out tonight, and I have a project in mind, and I'm going to pick some wildflowers. You'll see what I do with them. I want to get out now before, you know, the summer season comes to an end, get a few things for some projects, some things that I'll make for myself, also make extra C for the shop. I'm just putting a few distress marks. You don't have to sand your paint. It's up to you. I like to put a few little, you know, things happen, especially life happens, and furniture gets knocked into. So I think if you just give yourself permission to know that that is just what happens. And then, you know, if somebody comes by and they knocks into this, how are you going to know that I put that there or you put that there, right? So it's just very much, it's just very livable furniture. It's real furniture. So that looks good. Let me just do a little buff to make sure there's no sand dust around. We don't want stuff in the poly or stuff in the monkey shine. So because this piece is purely decor, it's not going to get heavy use. There's just going to be, I'm probably going to turn it into a prop, like lots of greenery, maybe some little, sometimes I go out and I collect like wooden chunks of wood, or if any of my neighbors are cutting down stuff, I ask for their slabs of wood and then I put products on top of it. So this is going to get used gently, and I don't need to put like any heavy coat onto it. It's going to be awesome. She's just going to sit there and look amazing, and I'm going to just use my monkey shine. So if you do use your poly, you can go over it with your actual monkey shine as well, right? The color of this one is called Mossy Blanket, and it's just like a beautiful drape of green, but it's not too bright, it's not pastel, it's just really in the middle of just a beautiful cozy green. I love it. All right, so when you do use your monkey shine, it's a seal, and we did just make a fresh batch, so it is on our website if you're interested. Just use a natural bristle brush. And so whether you already have a waxing brush, which typically are round ones, this is actually a stencil brush here, but I stole it and I'm using it as well for my wax. Once you use something for waxing, I would keep it designated for that if I were you. And then just make sure, right? So whether it's in a shabby chip brush, I just do a little pluck to make sure all the little loose pieces are out, or you use something like this. It's natural haired bristle, and it's going to give you the same vibe, right? So you don't have to break the bank just to do these small little things that you can do. I'm going to get my brush good and sauced up here. Mossy Blanket, yep. Julie says, I bet somebody's going to want to buy it even if it's not for sale. That is true. Every day of my life. And I'm okay with that. I will take that as a compliment. You know, when people usually say that, is that for sale? Even though it's obviously, a shop display, because people will ask you, can I buy that? And then what I usually have learned to say back is something like, it is not. That's actually one of my shop display pieces, but thank you very much. It sounds like we like the same thing, right? That's what I usually say to people. It sounds like we love the same sort of thing, that distressed, colorful furniture. And the people are like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, well, stay tuned because I'm working on some furniture to add to the shop floor. But we do get asked a lot to sell our furniture pieces. So I think that moving in here now I've been painting a lot of furniture, and I'm just going to do the whole, like I said, the family portrait. By the way, if you do use a brush, it's really nice because you can brush it in between, just like a brush. But there's nothing better than a big old pile of juicy, colorful furniture that you come in and you see and you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. So I just swish my brush around, I go over it, it's gonna suck in to the Junk Monkey paint, and then I'm just gonna come back and I'm just gonna wipe over it. It gives it a minute to sink in, to do its thing, to create the resist. Wow, isn't that pretty? Hopefully you guys can see the difference that when you apply this. This is one of the fun parts. The not so fun part is painting all these guys, all the spindles. But the true fun part is when you get to come in and finish it up. And you're so close. You're so close, I can taste it. So this morning, coming in, turning the lights on, this all set up, and I'm like, yes. So what I usually do is put on like a podcast, and I just go around and I listen to something while I'm painting, and I try to listen to something positive that puts me in a good mood and start my day, and then be patient. You can take the heat gun out and you can, force dry it real quick. But I have, like I said, at this point in my life, I am taking it easy. And so I want to do one step at a time. I'm going to leave the room and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish it up. Can you guys see the difference? Let me play with the light again. It's kind of dark and overcast. You can't really see, right? But hopefully you can. with the light on right about right there. Hey Linda, how are you today? What are you getting into? It's Saturday. I made some mashed potatoes for lunch. And then I just added in a bunch of pickled veg like kimchi, which I love kimchi. Does anybody else? I've been in a pickled veg. I wish I could pickle stuff myself, but I truly don't trust myself. I have gone through the process of like doing stuff like that. I think I did something with apples one time with like a horde of apples. And you know what? I don't think my bottles clicked at the top. I was waiting for that process. It didn't happen. And I ate apples for like 3 to 5 days. And then I'm like, I don't know. Now I'm beginning to worry. Did that top suck in? And I couldn't do it. What did I make? I think I made like some sort of applesauce. But anyway, I scared myself. Like I'm that person that if I'm eating something, I'll live on it for 3 days. I know it's supposed to be good typically to like 5, I think it is. But 3 days, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I might be crossing into territory here where I don't know if this is going to make me sick or not. So that's why I say I get a rotisserie chicken, and when I can live on that for 3 days, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. The dog's like, but no, share the rest with me. I'm like, okay, this is Tiki's chicken now. But yeah, do you guys can your own stuff? Bottle it all up. If you have gardens, you probably have all kinds of vegetables and stuff. I see back here, I missed a little area where I didn't get my second coat on. This is like a puzzle in here, but that's okay because I'm doing it distress style. I can give it a little distress over that area and make it look like it was never supposed to have too much paint. It's up to you. You are the creator. Is it wrong or is it supposed to be like that? If you're the master, it is what it is. Or how did you learn to can? If you're somebody that cans vegetables and stuff like that. You just canned pickles, Terry? How'd you learn to do that? Linda says, yard work and now I'm relaxing. Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice. I can't wait. Can't wait. When the shop closes at 6, I'm going out to the lake. Going out to the lake. You'll see it my first vlog. So I'm going to take some video while I'm out for this project. I need to collect some things. And then we're going to craft and we're going to have some fun. Oh my gosh. Golly gee. How nice this is. You see this? Table is like, she's big, she's meaty, but yeah, so I just do this across the top. So you can go in circles with your brush. The reason why you go in circles and a lot of brushes are round for waxing, it's because of the idea of you're hitting all the paint pores from all different directions. Honestly, you do X's, you're going to get the same effect. It's whatever you love to do. Can you see the difference of that? Oh my golly gee. I love pickles. I have pickles for lunch on the side of my mashed potatoes. That might sound weird, but I'd like to eat more vegetables in my life. My goal this week is to make more fresh ginger. And usually what I've been doing is, in the last batch that Matt showed me how to make, I just do a batch of it, put it in a bowl in the fridge, cover it, and then eat out of it for like 3 to 5 days, and then it's gone. But I would like to be able to learn to can, and then that way it can stay. You can make more. It can stay in your pantry for later. It's just a good skill set to have. I don't even know. Do they teach that in school? Where I grew up, that was not part of any sort of curriculum. Maybe in the past it might have been, but I feel like if people learn to like do basic things like that, That's good for survival, and you know, you got to eat to live. You can learn to save money, grow a garden. And you do all that yourself. It's kind of like painting furniture. When you're into it, you know, you see a piece, you know you don't have to buy new. You know how to give it a new look, give it a new dress. Let me try my other little guy here. Let's just see. Pickling is one of the safer ways to preserve. You can save your pickle brine from store-bought. Throw some pickles. Let me see what you say there, Kathy. Pickles in there. Refrigerate. You have a jar of pickles. They last. We do garden and can many things. Do you? Tomatoes, potatoes, salsa, spaghetti, tomato soup, spaghetti sauce. You know, that's smart. So I started kind of doing that. I guess maybe wanting to pickle and loving that idea. It's so good for your gut too, right? But when I kill a whole jar of pickles and I'm like, okay, now I got all the juice left. You know what I've been doing? Even my bread and butter pickles, along those lines, I've been boiling eggs. I let them cool down, and then I drop like 6 of them to 8 of them that I can fit into the jar, and just let them dunk themselves into like the old bread and butter juice. And then I just make sure it doesn't get contaminated with anything, like while I'm using the pickles. Just a clean fork goes in, goes out, nothing to create any bacteria or weirdness. So just keep the jar fresh, and then, oh, I like that. But yeah, I've been boiling pickles, not pickles. I've been boiling pickles. I have been boiling eggs, letting them cool down, and then dropping them into like pickle juice that is store made. And I'm gonna tell you, it is so good. Tell me if you do that too. My niece gave me cucumbers from her garden, and I got some salt and vinegar seasoning. Oh, is that good? Nice. Matt makes a really nice 2 ways. Like one's creamy and one's not, but you can do with the cucumbers. So good. Carol's been canning self-taught for 60 years, more than 60 years. Delicious, time-consuming, but certainly fun and beneficial. Yeah, you can save a lot of money, and then you make your own favorite recipe. You let it marinate. Things taste so good, right, when they marinate. So here I am buffing. So good. And then, you know, at any point, there's much satisfaction in that when you do stuff with your hands and you do stuff yourself and then you put it in a pantry. Yeah, we need more of that in our life, right? That's the stuff that we need to do more of. Pull it out, and you always have your favorite, you know, you always have some fresh cucumbers, and you know where they came from. Because in today's age, God only knows where they came from. But I like the idea of being able to have a vegetable garden and then can your stuff. I'm gonna have to like do a search, maybe on YouTube or something, and see if I can find a channel that is dedicated to canning and just do one project at a time. I feel like this season I'm taking more of an interest in making my own food, and you know, everybody has their superpowers. Matt is a trained chef. He loves to cook. When he says he's going to cook and he's like, he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and I'm like, my gosh, I'm so exhausted just listening to you. And he's like, it's okay, you don't have to do anything. But I'm like, oh, I feel bad because you have to do all this work, when really to him it's not. It's like, you know, he says, well, if I had to paint a piece of furniture, I'd be like, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, it's okay, I can flip it real easy. You give me a paintbrush and some paint, I got it done. No problem. But I would like to learn how to do that. So yeah, on my new YouTube channel, I am going to do food recipes. Do food recipes with Matt, myself, do some baking, just some seasonal recipes. I want to go to the local farm stand, see what's in season right now that we can find. I think right now there's going to be what, corn, zucchini? That's all I know. What else? And then we're going to be in the season, right, of squash and stuff like that. Actually, you guys tell me what's right now at the farm stands. All you farmers. So I can put a request in for Matt. Teach us how to make something with XYZ. But I will tell you, and I say this at least once a week when Matt cooks for me, I am thankful that we were born with taste buds. Because can you imagine if we did not have taste buds and we could not enjoy this delicious food like to this degree? If food was merely, which it is, it gives us energy to keep going. But the fact that we can actually taste it and enjoy it, that's a whole other level, right? Seasoning is a powder, got it off Amazon, nice. Well, listen, I'm gonna make this new group we were talking about yesterday, and it's just gonna be a wide open group for just DIY around the house, crafting, recipes, stuff that you found that just can be, you know, something that might help somebody else out, give them inspiration. And we'll have to figure out what your seasoning is that you swear by. Jerry says, I make homemade kraut. Oh, good for you. That's so good, too, for your stomach, right? Oh, my gosh. Regina says, maybe we can learn together on your new channel. I would love that. I would love that. The type of channel that I'm preparing here, that's what I want. Like a lot of just working with your hands, doing stuff and getting inspiration that maybe, you know what? Today you're going to stay home and you're going to try to make something delicious for yourself, or do something that's part of your home, right? Kraut. I love kraut. I love kraut. It made me laugh because when I first started dating Matt, and one of the first meals he made for my parents, and I grew up with different foods, right? Different climate, different foods, different recipes. It's just different culture. And one of the first things he made was, I think he did a whole pot of like a sausage of some sort and kraut. Maybe it was kibasi or something like that, and kraut. And we never grew up with sauerkraut. And my father was like, "What's that? What's that?" Like, you know, that's not normal. What is that, Matt? Like, you trying to kill us here? And Matt's like, "No, I'm not trying to kill you. This is sauerkraut." What's that? Well, it's like, you know, what would you call sauerkraut? It's a cabbage, right? But it's gone through this fermentation, the right even word to use? No, I love sauerkraut. I love it, and I can't live my life without it. Every week we get groceries, and I'm like, sauerkraut. Love it. Look how nice that is, guys. Regina says, love kraut, corned beef, sausage, hot dogs. Oh yeah, I'll do it on either. I love that too. It's good stuff. So easy to make, and just throw it in your crock pot, which I love me crock pot recipes, stuff that you can just set it, go about your day, come back, the house smells delicious. And that's what I love, right? That's what I would love this channel to be, really easy stuff that you can do that's really delicious too. So a little bit of everything. It'll be like Pioneer Woman Meets Martha Stewart, except it'll be in the energy that I want to create, right? Which is going to be very calm, and it's called the Wildflower Journal. So I want it to be very relaxing and, low key. It's going to be good. Lots of nature elements. Crafting with nature bits. You know, maybe you're painting your furniture green and you're going to stage it to make it just feel really cozy. It's going to be good. Sauerkraut and pork. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That sounds great. That sounds really good. Let me get my Smurf drink. Smurf drink. You know, speaking of Smurfs, I was just having a conversation out behind the shop counter. My friend Ruth was here. Got to get my electrolytes. And we were talking about mushrooms. And she was talking about finding mushrooms or something. And I said, that's where the Smurfs live. And I'm like, was Smurfs considered gnomes? And thinking back, were Smurfs gnomes? I mean, they lived in mushrooms, right? They were magical little creatures. I think they might have been. Tell me what you think Smurfs are. But we're just talking about old shows and stuff that we love to watch. All right, I'm going to let this set up and just do its thing. I got to add a little bit more of the monkey shine to the back, 2 back legs back there. I'll finish that up. I won't bore you with that. And when it's all done, I will get it in place and share a picture of how I... Oh, no, we got to show you some wax first. That's the other thing. I'm so glad you thought about this. One second. I'm not just going to put it in place like that. Have I lost my mind? Maybe. I want to put some metallic wax on it. So what color should we do? What color should we do? Let me size it up a little bit. This is going to be white gold. This is really pretty, right? The vintage gold. We got copper, which goes good. We got silver, but I want to keep it warm. We got, this is nice too. This is the black gold. What do you think? Should we bling it out and go vintage gold all the way? Maybe. Oh, that's nice. Terry says, oh, really? Your garden? Like your vegetable garden? Friends, you want to see this part here? That'd be such a big meanie if I didn't. Look at this beautiful little finial right here. So you can put, when you're doing the wax edging, the eyeliner effect as we call it, we've been calling it for eons, you can put it on a brush and put your brush on the side and put it on. Like for example, let me find a brush. So you can put it onto your brush and hit stuff with it and use it that way. Or you can put it on your finger. But I try not to overthink it because trust me, marks and scrapes and scratches, they don't overthink where they're going to go. They just happen. And so I try to create a very lived in effect in my shop. Magical and lived in. And remember that the monkey shine, if you put too much on one area, just wipe it off with your monkey shine. It becomes an eraser. But yeah. Love it. So I'm trying to eat down my big bottle of halved peaches. That's enough to feed a full family of 12. Gotta eat them up. Oh my gosh, I love like anything to do with pineapples and peaches and all that stuff. Still waiting for donut peaches to come back in the stores here. Keep looking every time I go. No luck yet though. Isn't that nice? It just really brings it to life, right? So you can put it on the top and fill in your entire top. If I wanted to make this entire top gold, I could literally swirl that gold and make basically a two-tone table with a gold top onto it, which would be cool. Don't be afraid to experiment. I'm not afraid. Are you afraid? And then once you do this, you just got to make sure you give it time to set up and dry. So right now it's so humid that I've been keeping my fan on, which you can hear behind me. The moment I turn it off, I can survive it for just a little bit, and then I start to break out in sweat. But I would let your piece just dry out and set up, right? But it might need more time since it's so warm out. So many spindles. I'm just rubbing my fingers over it. And where it touches, it touches. I'm not overthinking it. Ooh, overthinking anything. So that's pretty. So you can do your edging, and then you can also touch it in some places. Gosh, that's really nice, right? This one is the vintage gold. I do have that right now in stock. I restocked it last night. But yeah, so good. So good. I also love the smell of this gold. So yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna trace it out, take my time. Got to work on the back part a little bit just to get the monkey shine. But this piece is massive. Massive. She's beautiful. She is beautiful. And buff it in a little bit. Want it in a few places. Nice. Boy, I love that. Okay. I'm cool with that. What do you guys think? Can you see it? This is the light off. A little dark here today, but hopefully you can see that. She is gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, so I will continue to work on this piece. I'm just pouncing in if I have any, if there's a spot where maybe my finger left a lot, just to help dry it quickly. And now I'm going to work on the back, get it all done, set it all up. So this is definitely going to be a very foresty feel. And it's going to be beautiful. I think this table before we had a lot of petrified wood that we collected when we were out rock hounding out in Arizona. Do you know what I mean when I say petrified wood? So it might end up being slabs of wood with all these just beautiful big pieces of rock specimens on it. People love the petrified, rainbow petrified wood. Anybody ever done that out by Route 66? It's really cool. It's a part of the world where you can get this really cool wood, and it's made up of all kinds of fossils. But it's called rainbow petrified wood because it's only you can only find it in Arizona, and it's just a beautiful, colorful wood, and it has so many minerals made up into it. Just with all the history of how the landscape changed over thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that when you take a black light and you put up to it, you can actually start to see, you can see uranium into it. You can see all kinds of minerals into it, and it glows. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the piece here that will go into my shop. I'm putting lots of gold onto it because you guys know that I love my magical little shop. And so I go with super magical vibes, but you can control how much you put on it. If you want to put on it, that's just totally up to you, right? The look that you want to do. And then when you're ready, you can also flip it and repaint it all over again. So it's all awesome. But this is going to be her new dress. So stay tuned. Whatever I decide to put on here, whether it's the petrified wood and I do a little display for my shop, or something else, I will show you the finished piece of how it looks and how I styled it, I guess. Not really styled, but how I made use of it. But this piece is gorgeous. The very fact that it survived. And I think I started to say before about like just being in this world and talking to so many people that come in and see furniture, and they'll say things like, oh, you painted that. I just burned one of those. I just burned 3 of those. And I'm like, a little part of me dies every time somebody says that. But I'm glad that it survived. It's in rough shape, but it's beautiful. And I'm going to tell you that when you put that on, for me, when I put this on my shop floor, whatever I put onto it, it's like we're just drawn. We're like shiny crow brain. We're like, oh, let me see the pretties. So it could be my jewelry on here that will go on here. So in a piece like this, typically what I do is I'll put something that will be like a riser. Look how big it is, right? So It could be an old crate or boxes here, and then I put some big pieces, like it could be necklace displays in the back, and then all like bracelets in the front. So that's how I use these pieces. And so the ones that I'm not selling, the ones like this one came off of my floor, she was Brownie Frownie. But now she'll be like a magnet now. And I love that color. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Well, definitely in my new YouTube channel, you'll see me like the part where I decorate and I do all those things. I can't do that right now with you because I got people in the store. We've got music on, copyright issues. We've got fans on. It's loud, just keeping the airflow, the air pushers and stuff like that. So, and the music's on, and so it's too loud to be over there for filming and stuff. But after hours, I can go over and I can film and show you how I set this up once it's dried, and then just show you what happens to a piece like this after, right? Well, friends, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm gonna go see how Matt is doing. He's watching the front desk right now, doing all that wonderful stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish up the back real quick, and then I'm going to just go and let this sit here in peace. Suck it all in, all that goodness, and you'll see it maybe tomorrow as soon as it's finished. All right, take care, friends. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to my new YouTube channel. My first video will be going up this week, and it's called The Wildflower Journal. If you find it on YouTube, it's the one that has the bee. The bee is the hard worker. It does beautiful things, builds beautiful things. And if you look into just the symbolism of bees and productivity, but also community, it's just, everything about the bee. I love it. The bee does beautiful things and allows us to have really nice things that we love too, right? So, yay nature. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Right, crow brain, shiny thing. Woo! Woo! Squirrel! See you guys.